I am the yellow card button.
You need a t-shirt that just says yellow card on it.
Yellow card. Well,
He's such a
I've been
time
told
saver.
by two different people that I need to wear more colorful clothes because everything I wear looks pretty much black.
That's
So
funny.
I ordered 3 reasonably colorful shirts, so we'll see if I can make it work. Hey, it's Chloe, it's Michelle. I'm excited for this show. When I was 17, I tried to start a lingerie company on eBay called Bravo Tango. Total fail, but it was fun.
We'll find out more about that. I want to hear more about that for sure.
Chloe Forbes Kinlan Lingerie Company. That's
well, I think she just needed a Romina Cristodero.
I think maybe, behind every incredible company also comes an insane designer. So
it's necessary. So you need
what are
both
we doing
sides
today? We're talking about boobs today.
That's probably an oversimplification. We're talking about ways to showcase yourself and put your best foot forward on the
show. Good pause. But
yes.
So here's the thing, though. It's a woman created, woman designed, woman run business, which seems awfully weird. I don't know why they'd let women make lift wear and make bras better and stuff like that.
We can vote now. And I have my own credit.
What? Mm-hmm. I feel like I missed an amendment. We have, I think it's great. So who do we have today?
I think it's great.
Good for you, women.
Founder of Buxxomly. Buxxomly is Mika Leah, and we're going to talk about the complete reimagining of the supportive undergarment to lift and shape your valuable assets. And we're going to talk to her designer, fashion designer, Romina Cristodero. She spent the last 15 years in Italy designing for some amazing world famous brands. And I'm so excited to have them both here today. I need some tips.
I told founder Mika Leah that when I was watching Mark Hamill's interview, I was just getting to the part where he met Carrie Fisher before she was Princess Leia at a dinner. And I was like, so now to meet Mika Leah, as I'm talking about Princess Leia, it's like divine intervention.
I think so.
Hi, everyone. Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam and NFL Blitz, welcoming you to The Backpack Show. Your hosts, Chris Brogan, Kerry Gargone, Boom Shakalaka.
Backpack Show. Hello. I know. Sorry, Carrie.
You're not going to get a whole lot of these like samples or anything. I don't think they'll help you, but my way.
Yeah.
I'm past the point where all my friends are getting married, but they've all been divorced at least once. And so I feel like another wave is coming. And so I'll need some shapewear if I'm going to be in any more weddings.
We learned today. Lift wear. I gotta ask that question, because I wonder what shapewear means, because it sounds like
defining the category.
Well, right. But it sounds like there's also like a secret to this, like when a man makes up a word. Do you know what I'm saying when I say that? So I'm gonna hit the button.
Okay, 1 second. But I think it's the difference between like reshaping yourself to look different or just lifting and presenting what you naturally have.
Do we get it right, Mika?
Yes, totally.
I have to move you. There we go.
For some reason, Chris likes everyone in the same place they were in the green room. Like, I don't.
You have to be where you were beforehand.
It gives you on your side of the bed, or like disturbs him. So, welcome to the Backpack Show.
Thanks for having us. We're super excited.
How did this start? Because it's, on the one hand, everyone hates. Let's just go with bras for me. Everyone hates them. Everyone hates the experience. Once you go to your first ever really good fitting, you go, oh, wait a minute. So that's a whole different thing. But then, the kind of predominantly known lingerie company, at least, was run by men for men for the most part. And so here we are. But that doesn't ever motivate someone to really do something about it. It just lets you have something to complain about. So Mika, what pushed it over?
You know what? I got married 2 years ago, and in getting married, I had this beautiful backless dress. But like Carrie said, second time around, so I did it right the second time. But this time I kind of, I had this dress that I wanted to wear, and it was backless, but I've had 2 children. So the girls, gravity's not so nice to you anymore. So I needed something that was going to hold up the girls and allow me to have a backless dress. And since I have had children, I needed the opportunity to go to the bathroom at some point without completely undressing in the bathroom. So I went on the hunt, and there was nothing out there on the marketplace that everything made my boobs look like pancakes, or It was just super uncomfortable and like really tight, and
Or you couldn't get out of it if you needed to.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how was I going to get out of it? And so I had this idea that nothing like this existed. And I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create this because I can't be the only woman out there that wants to lift her tatas, have easy access to the bathroom, and feel sexy after you take off the clothes and have something underneath. And then I met the fabulous Romina that took this idea in my head and actually made it come to fruition. And that is all her. It is all her design. She is the genius behind it.
So I was just thinking that it's almost like false advertising, the old type of shapewear, because, you know, you look very different in it. And then assuming you do seal that deal, at some point that's going to come off. And then they're going to be like, whoa, this is not what I signed up for. So liftwear is like, you know, the more authentic approach to take. Hi.
Yeah. Liftwear was definitely the more, you know, we wanted something that actually women could undress and still feel good, because we all know that like our shapewear is something that we hide from our significant others. It's like one of those things where you run into the bathroom really quick and you try and change and you're like, it doesn't exist.
Don't look my elastic line.
Oh, don't look. But, you know, Romina came up with this amazing, amazing design that is so sexy. We say it's sexy enough to skip clothes entirely. And it is so true. When you put it on, everybody says they want to go and call their partner and be like, look at me.
So how did you, Romina, how did you and Mika connect?
Well, she contacted me. I think we have a friend in common. And this friend told her, if you need to do something in lingerie, you need to contact Romina. And she called me, I heard her voice. I thought, she's amazing. She's lovely. This positivity, these vibes, you know, she has an amazing energy. Even at the phone without seeing her, I already had the connection with her. And I thought also the project was very interesting. It was like with a lot of potential, completely new concept. So I really love it. I say, you have all my support. Let's do it together.
Oh, see what you did there?
You have my support. Romina, you have before this, I'm assuming, worked for, you know, other companies, done design work for other people. I'm going to presume with a lot more male bosses. Is this kind of partnership a little different because you get to work with female energy all the way through the process?
Yeah. This was very nice. It's all a team of women that they all not only know about fit and how you feel, you know, they know a very close approach about this product that is different than when you have a box next to you, you know, a man that tell you what to do, but then actually he never try on. So yeah, that is a very positive thing for a company.
You have a lovely accent. Is that the Bronx?
I have a mix of Spanish, Argentinian Spanish, that they call it Castellano, and Italian and English. So, you know, when you start to speak 3 languages at the same time, you don't speak perfectly neither one.
No, it's charming.
I'm very hard with myself.
You live all over the world.
Yes. Yeah, I moved from Argentina to Italy. I got my degree in industrial design in Argentina, in architecture university. And then I moved to do my master in Italy, in Polimoda, in Florence. And after that, I started to work nonstop in Italy, and I lost sense of the time. I spent then working for 15 years. Very ambitious, always very perseverant with my goals. And after 15 years, I say, I want more than work with Italian companies. I want much more than that. So I decided to open my creative studio, design studio in Los Angeles. And I started to work with reciprocal collaboration with companies from Italy and companies from US. And I was like in a middle situation when the European want new markets and new clients. The American want my experience in lingerie and want material from Europe. So I was in the perfect connection between both countries. And that was very, very nice. Traveling a lot. Every 40 days I was in Italy, and then I was here again in US. So I was traveling so much.
I feel like that has to influence your designs for lingerie then, because you've seen and lived in and been part of so many different cultures, all of which have different standards of beauty.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So what did you kind of roll into your line, like what values do you place when you make lingerie? What are you thinking of creating?
Well, every company has different identities, so sometimes depend a lot from me. Like in Mika is the first style that she proposed on her company, so it's like a new baby that you had to create from zero, and you need to create all the identity around the company. Other companies that they have 50 years in the market, you need to study very well who they are and continue with their line, with their image, to don't change completely extreme from what I want and what the company is. You need to study very well the consumer too. So it's like a 50-50. Some depend of me, my creativity, and what I propose to the company, but you need to respect what is there in the market already.
No, Mika, I want to ask a few things.
A lot of love in the comments
for the accent. Mika, you had an interesting start to life, whether or not it was your choice. You had a lot of interesting heart scenarios happen to you.
Yeah.
Your heart just didn't really want to stick around inside you, it seems like. And 5 stents, all kinds of invasive surgery, all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's usually enough. Like, you could probably just go be like a barista somewhere and it would be okay. But that doesn't seem like you did. You started a whole wellness thing where you brought health and whatnot to people. You found it a big thing. You were not just sitting around picking your butt looking for nothing to do when you started Buxxomly. My point is, you have a world, and then I think I'll also make Liftwear Company. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so the short story is that I'd been an athlete all of my life, but I worked in corporate America, and then I found myself 3 weeks after my 33rd birthday being wheeled into emergency heart surgery. And 5 heart stents and 4 procedures later, the doctor told me that my life was short. And I had, I really took that to heart. And I think when you realize that your life on this earth is short, you want to do something with it. You want to make something of it. I think where we are now in the world, everybody's like, things can happen, and you to expect the unexpected. And I think none of us expected 2020 to be the year that it is. And so I realized if life is short, I'm going to do something with it. And I wanted to create a legacy for my children, and I wanted to make an imprint in the world. So I started the first company, Gumi Group, which brings on-site and virtual fitness and wellness to the workplace to help employees get healthy and happy. And then, when I got married, I think I like to say I was just crazy enough to have this idea and to see that space in this marketplace for something that was going to lift the tatas up, that's going to make us feel comfortable. And so Gumi is, this corporate wellness company. And then with its success, I think I saw that life is, again, I went back to that heart disease and those 5 heart stents and 4 procedures. And if life is short, let's just have fun and let's go for it. And so I think
Mika, I love the 2. I like the 2 companies because the first is like, all right, get fit. And the other one's like, oh, hell, just put the lip there.
Look at these boobs.
Whatever. Just eat cookies and be happy.
Just eat cookies. And I think that's what it's about is, this Buxxomly is about being happy with, live Buxxomly, exactly. Like, it's really about loving yourself for who you are, like not having to, shape where it says you're shaping yourself into something that you like, this idealistic thing. Liftwear is about like lifting the girls, lifting your spirits, lifting your confidence for women that are already confident. Like, we want women to already love themselves. This isn't going to shape you or mold you into something you're not. It's really about giving you something that's going to, make you feel good at the end of the day or all throughout the day.
It's exciting too that you put actual real shaped human beings on the site. It's not just a lot of time with designers, and that's also a question for Romina. I mean, you're designing for 0s and 2s, and especially in a place like LA, you're designing for
double zero,
all the double zeros of the world, and not for people who actually have a life and children. Can you talk a little bit about what that's like, about bringing this design so that real people can wear it?
Mm-hmm. Every type of woman, every body type, every kind of boobs. Can I use boobs like a term?
You can use boobs.
Exactly. That's the real woman. That's what we want to approach. And what Mika was also explaining, the shape concept is like a little old. We can call it old. Now we're using smoothing, we're using enace, we're using support, we're using confidence, we're using another kind of term that are not suppression. You don't have to be, for the name of the fashion, I need to sit inside this piece, for 24 hours. No. And that is very important here. Easy movement, freedom, and then focusing simplicity, because if the product is easy to understand, easy to wear. There's some product that they need to come with instruction because you don't know how to put it on. So that is also another concept of this new Buxxomly style. And another thing very, very important for us is the sustainable mindset. Just it's eco-wear polyamide with a lot of elastan. And it's now, to design a product that this has an impact on the planet is very important. From here to 10 years, thinking in 10 years ahead, will not exist anymore. Nothing that could be dangerous for your health or for the planet. Will be everything little more eco-wear.
Definitely.
Another product.
Sustainability is very important. And how long do these last? And how much give is in them? So let's say your boobs change shape a little bit. If you have another child or something, they get bigger or something. Do you need a new one? Like, do you have to go get a new one, or will it grow?
No, because we have a lot of elastan. That is a component that make the fabric to stretch and to contain and support. And we have also removable pads. They're tiny triangle pads that you can choose the size that you want, depending on the size that you are. And you can exchange the pads, so you can get 2 different sizes of pads. And another thing interesting, we have a open back, it's backless. That doesn't exist in the market to hold your boobs and have an open back. So that is very interesting.
You writing this down, Chris?
I am writing it down. I have everything. Open back, hold your boobs. Got it.
Yes.
Good.
When we come back, I'm going to ask a question to Mika about positioning, because it was already, kind of one of the people's responses was a question. Michelle asked what a 00 is. This is about a 00.
We don't know, Michelle. I don't know what
take your Barbie doll and shave like the equivalent of 15 pounds off it. It's like a double.
All right. Don't ask that question just yet, because I'm going to do some ads and then we're going to come back to it. You're son of a. All right. Listen, if you want to get people to come on and talk about boobs with you, all you got to do is make a show. See Brogan.me/StreamYard, and you can have your own.
You can talk about the female form and empowering women by helping them to be comfortable in their own skin.
And boobs. See Brogan.me/StreamYard. It just makes the show. You don't have to even worry about it. It's happening. It's not even a show. You just push the button and it's a show. It just runs.
It's just so easy.
Hey, authors. I always think, hey, Apple. Hey, Apple. Hey, authors, have you written a book? Oh, that's so cool. Well, I bet you think it's just going to market itself. No, you have to make your own website. And if you want to do that, you can do it the hard way and go look at Wix, Weebly, Squarespace. You can go look at WordPress. It'll be some work. Or you can just like throw a website up in an afternoon and then still have time to go research really good liftwear for better boobs. So you can go to PubSite, pub-site.com, and you can make one. And the only drawback is it's like $3,000.
It is not. There's a 14-day free trial, so you can get in there and see just how easy it is to use. Completely customizable, has all the pieces you need. And after that, it's just $19.99 a month. And if you're like, forget it, I don't want to design a website, even though it's easy and you totally should do it, they can do it for you for just $499. It's really insanely inexpensive. So
and PubSite is made by complete carpetbaggers. We don't even know who's behind it.
PubSite was created by FSB Associates, the very best book publicity firm in the business. And they created it not because they wanted to be in this business, but because authors needed websites and they were paying way too much to get them.
With over 3 years experience, FSB Associates is the absolute best.
They've been in business for more than 25 years. Thank you, Chris.
Half my life.
So Mika Leah, when she writes her book, which she should do, needs a website to promote it. So pub-site.com.
I think it's a destiny, Mika.
I would love to write a book one day. One day. I need somebody else to write it for me.
That's not how that works. So
Chip
Chip says, I showed up late today and I don't know what I just walked into.
Boobs, Chip Griffin, boobs.
Like, just go with it.
You walked into
so
Buxxomly.
It's so much more than boobs. It's helping women to be their best selves and be comfortable and not have to squish yourself in like a Johnsonville sausage.
That's right. Oh, that's the other sponsor I was supposed to talk about. We'll get it later. Listen, we have to talk about the rubber band in the room. There's someone else in this marketplace who is kind of the Kleenex of this space. If you only look at constriction, how do you go to those meetings, Mika, like at wherever you're trying to get this thing placed? You're probably only doing direct to consumer, but how do you make that position? How do you make that story? And how do you kind of bring yourself alongside or above the Sarah Blakely story?
Yeah, I love Sarah Blakely and I love her story. I just finished her book a couple weeks ago. And, you know, I think what makes us different in the marketplace, or I know what makes us different in the marketplace, is that we're a luxury brand.
Right.
Also, Romina talked about the fact that the fabric that we're using is 99% recycled nylon. So it's almost as if your favorite yoga pants. So Chris, imagine your favorite yoga pants and how comfortable they are. And that's really what we have built our product out of. So everything out there is mesh. It feels like the nylons, right? Like the nylons that back in the olden days, if you're old enough to remember, like pulling on nylons, that ours is so different. So the feel is different. It's something that you can wear all day long, and it's luxury. It's designed by Romina. It's designed to be a luxury garment. The Spanx that are out there are fabulous and they do what they're supposed to do, but we're so different in that our piece is made to be a crossover too. So you can wear it with or without clothes. And so many of the women that try it on are like, I love this. And I don't want to put anything over it. Like everything looks good and everything's in place. And I feel confident, like I'm going to rock this. And so we're unique in that it's luxury, it's a crossover, and the material is so different and so much more comfortable and sexy than anything else out there.
Yeah, and you have to cut it off with scissors.
And you're not
have the guy be like,
"We don't want you to cut it off with scissors." Like, please don't. That'd be awful.
That would be a terrible thing to do. By the way, I saw you had your 200-hour certificate in your yoga training. I've done vinyasa flow a bit, but I'll tell you, much to my embarrassment, my favorite still is just boring old Bikram. You know? Oh
yeah. You know, I didn't get into the hot stuff. I can do it. I can tolerate a little bit of hot, but yeah, actually I have 400 hours.
Oh, you're up to 4? I only saw 200.
I'm up to 400. No, it's okay. I'm sure that's what my bio says.
How are you going to start a lip care company when you can only tolerate so much hotness?
That's right.
Yes.
Surrounded by hotness all the time. It's ridiculous.
Well, with Romina around, I'm surrounded by, the hotness is overflowing with Romina around. And she's just this beautiful light and such a beacon of creativity too. So I could never have done this without her, because I like to say she's a genius, and she's the boss that has made it all happen. Like for me, it was just an idea, and I was like, I just want something like this. And she's like, I got you, girl. I got you.
So did you feel the same connection Romina felt the first time you spoke on the phone?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's the most beautiful person on the inside and the outside. And, when she told me that she was going to take on the project, I literally was stood up and did a happy dance. Like I was so excited. And I think when you're on the right path, that the right people come into play. And so I really do believe we're on that right path, because, I was lucky enough to have Romina come on board, and it's just been this amazing journey with her and all of her creative genius. So
I feel like I should find out. It's not pure luck, because Romina, you had a very well established personal brand associating you with quality lingerie. So it was no accident that Mika found you. She asked and people said, you need Romina.
But you picked Mika, who had no experience in clothing and who had, you shouldn't have made this choice. So why did you?
And I'm very picky to choose my clients, know. But I love her history. She made my heart. She had a company. She wanted to launch something completely new, a new concept. Some product that has a lot of potential is something that doesn't exist in the market. I say, why not? I don't need to design 100 pieces collection. I can do one that, it's just the value and the balance is the same that 100.
Do you wear Buxxomly yourself?
Sorry?
Do you wear Buxxomly yourself?
Absolutely. Yeah. And slowly we will continue launching new different styles. So this is just the starting, and the starting is already pretty good. So yeah, I'm very confident on Buxxomly.
So people at yoga can be pretty judgy. Can I wear this to yoga? Like, will it
Well,
work?
I didn't see any pieces that would fit under my yoga pants, so I don't think so. But
The nice thing is it's made to be seen, because it's whatever is lift wear, or let's call all concept shapewear. You are beautiful and you have your piece under your beautiful dress in a wedding or in a cocktail or whatever. When you arrive home and you go to your room and you remove the dress, it's scary. It's not sexy. It's just compression and it's nude. Remind me my beautiful grandma lingerie. So this is to show, it's some pieces that if you want to wear it like that, like a dress, you can use it. Under your dress, you can use it. And your bridal dress, you can use it. Always a transparent shirt, it's very nice to see, kind of peekaboo looking. But that is very important, the hybrid concept. People, the consumer right now is like they want to buy less and they want more in exchange. They don't want just one piece that you can use it for one season. They want a piece that you can use it for 10 years. Just people start to be very careful in the way that they spend their money. So this is the perfect example. It's a piece that is very classy and will never pass. It's not one season. It's not that this is just summer, winter, and then we'll finish there. It's something that is transcendental. You can continue using for years, and it's always a classy that you should have in the closet for any situation. And that is very, very important. Multiple uses is right now the key.
Mika, launching a fashion wear company at any time of any kind is tricky. And it was already touched on a little bit, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper about the sustainability and the because it's luxury, you're going against that already. You're not fast fashion, but have you had to have those conversations? And what has it felt like going from Gumi conversations to Buxxomly conversations? What has that experience felt like to you as a boss?
It's different. I think for me, having the conversation in the wellness situation with Gumi Group, I can talk about my heart disease and the reason why people need health and happiness in their life. And when it comes to Buxxomly, it's talking about boobs and like making women feel good. And I think that the common theme there is trying to help others. I talk about leaving a legacy. For women, I want women to feel comfortable. I have a daughter, she's 10, and I want her at the end of the day to feel confident in her body and not have to feel like she has to fit a mold. And so I think the difference in having those conversations is like the similar theme is really just, helping others and helping others to be the best version of themselves. And I'm having fun, launching a product. It's so different from a business standpoint. The first company is so service-based. And so this is completely new for me. And I think it's been a challenge launching Buxxomly and launching it during 2020. I want to think I'm going to be like that next Starbucks, that like Starbucks launched during whatever recession it was that we were in. I was like, yeah, we're going to be that. We're going to be the one that launched during the recession and made it and did really well. So
it's a good time, actually, because we want to be comfortable right now. We're all sitting at home, but we're also locked in together and probably getting sick of each other. So the better you can look whilst lounging at home, the better your experience is going to be.
And at some point, we actually are going to have to leave these cocoons and get back out there into the world.
It's you.
And that sort of feeling, this might be a wrong feeling. You tell me what you think. But when you look that way, it also feels like armor. And I mean that in the most loving sense of like, I feel protected. I feel someone has me right now. I feel like, because like when I'm at my house right now, I have all the armor in the world. No one can come in right now. But when I have to go back out in the world, I think a piece like Buxxomly underneath your clothing, you feel like a superhero a little bit, don't you?
Mm-hmm. That's what we want women to feel like. We want them to feel like Wonder Woman, where they put it on and they're just rocking it. like to joke that, when our boobs are in the right place, we feel like we can take on the world. Like if we look good and like, there's a reason why we put on the sexy underwear and we put on the things, but like there's something about
to get a free apple fritter.
Exactly.
When our boobs are in the right place, we get a free apple fritter.
Apple fritter.
Apple fritter. I was thinking drinks at the bar, but I like Carrie's. I mean, apple fritter tastes way better.
I'm a morning person. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's about feeling good, and it's about having that confidence. And when the tatas are up and looking good, life is good. You're rocking it.
Love it very much. A lot of good feedback at our two token gentlemen today.
I know.
Yeah. A lot of people want to see you in yoga pants.
I've done plenty of yoga, and by the way, I went to Lulu and bought some. Well, first I because I didn't want to admit I was doing yoga, I started at Target. And one thing you learn, this ties to Buxxomly. One thing you learn is that you could buy like Champion yoga pants for like $19, and they feel like you're wearing something. When you buy Lulu yoga pants, you feel like, oh, okay.
You're like a Victoria's Secret model.
I get this feeling, you get this feeling like I should be in this yoga class. I'm not in the wrong room. So it is, it matters when you buy a garment that matters. I mean, again, let's go back to the fact that Buxxomly is luxury. Luxury is code for you're going to wear this thing and it's going to be $300. However, you're not going to throw it away sooner because the fabric is better. It's got a lifelong expectancy. Mm-hmm. There's no gusset necessary. I actually don't know what that means. I just read it on your thing. But you don't need any gusset.
Snaps at the bottom.
Oh, okay, no snaps.
Yeah, so there's like snaps and there's like pee holes, and as women, we don't have those. And it goes back to that design of, all of these, everything out there in the marketplace. I was just looking at a competitor's yesterday, and it's like, it's this big pull-on thing, and you're like, how the F are you going to take that off? Like when you're in the bathroom, you basically have to get nude, or they have these holes, and Romina's dying over here, but like they have these holes at the bottom, like we have something to pull out of the hole. Like, we don't have anything to pull out of the hole. It's awful.
They don't want to do that.
Mika, you have to understand that Chris's knowledge of women's undergarments is purely academic. So
I've never seen one in my life.
No.
Yeah, exactly. And so for us, there's no gusset. It's a skirt. So when you lift up your dress, you can lift up with Buxxomly, you just lift it up, and it's easy access in the loo. And it's made to be that way.
That's
Where do you
more
go
important
from
than
here?
people would think.
Where do you go from here? Like shoes to go with this? What's the next step of the business, the next phase?
I think for us, Romina's got a lot of designs coming down the lines that we're working on we wanted to be able to fit all different types of dresses. We like the fact that it's backless. We're getting a lot of requests for different colors. And different designs that can fit every dress. We want women to have one that's like, okay, this fits a more spaghetti strap dress, or this fits one that has like a bigger top, like a top that has sleeves. And so I think we have a lot of designs, and Romina could probably speak to that too. But yeah, I think that's our growth, is different designs that can fit every dress that women will have.
Nice. I chose an A-line wedding dress with an empire waistline because I said, hey, in like 15 years, it's still going to fit me. It's like, and it does. So Romina, what's next? What are you working on now?
Well, big moment, because on this 2020, I would love to travel. I would like to, it's very inside my blood. I need to see the world around. I need to travel. I need to go to the expos in Paris. I usually go twice in Paris, twice in Milan to see material. Touching for me is very important. And now, the vendors are sending me, of course, all the samples to touch and evaluate, but you have to be extremely creative to be in front of your computer, on the screen constantly and be inspiring, without contact from the outside. So at the same time, difficulties are always possibilities, depend on the way that you looked at. So I start to develop my own brand. And Mika is supporting me with that a lot. She's giving me all the business and marketing advice, together with my husband, and I'm on the creative focus. I really had this dream to launch my own brand, and I never had the time, because you always give priority to your clients and not to yourself.
Right.
So
Yes.
right now, I started with Buxxomly, and I say, okay, right now is the moment to dedicate time for me. And I start creating this small line, is still in development, will be a very small capsule, and trying to blur the line between lingerie and apparel. Kind of hybrid pieces with a lot of on-screen impact. And if you check on Instagram and you type above the keyboard dressing, there is a lot of pieces now that they have to be an amazing impact in front of the screen, because everyone is working remotely in front of the computer, or some few meeting in real life, but it's the less. And this will continue in the future. Every time it's more the tech acceleration and working on virtual interaction. So that would be a collection to be at home working, or to go out and you are ready.
You just need to look good from here up.
Yeah. Above the
Just like
keyboard
the shirt.
dressing. It's all pajamas down below, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so a lot of lingerie construction, because I think they're more accurate, they're more precise, make high quality in any product, and all the materials coming from the lingerie. But I will brew both of them. Will be a hybrid product between lingerie and apparel. You don't look in lingerie when you go outside, of course. You look dressed up, but will be a mix between both.
Well, we're heading towards winding down the show. I got to do two things. One is ask you the backpack question, which I totally forgot to mention in our pre-setup because we're having so much fun. And two is to provide a person of the day.
Oh, and here's our person of the day. Kaboom!
It was really back and forth between our two token males today.
Our two valued and important participants.
Interestingly enough, Kip and Chip. It's like we set this up, but no. I'm going to go to Kip. How about culture-specific versions like Scottish-style kilts and all that? Like, there could be some extra add-ons to Buxxomly if you start making kilts and things. So,
Romina is a citizen of the world. She can bring you insights you need to make all these different pieces.
Kip Meacham, person of the day. Good work. All right. Last question we ask every guest is a question about what goes in your backpack. It's called the Backpack Show because the world is crazy and everything's changing, and we can't really take everything with us, but we might need a few things to succeed in our journey moving forward. So it could be something physical. Here, look, what goes in your backpack? It could be something physical. It could be something metaphorical. Chip thinks I'm going to put yoga pants in my backpack. He is mistaken. It could be something like hope or determination or creativity or anything like that. So
a banana
could be a banana like butterscotch. 5-time world beatbox champion. That was what she put in the backpack. So let's start with Mika Leah. What goes in your Mika Leah? What goes in your backpack?
I would say courage would go in my backpack, and maybe like chocolate. I think courage and chocolate, the two C's. The two
darker milk.
C's.
What are we doing here?
Oh, I'm definitely a milk chocolate. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm definitely a milk chocolate
Not
kind of
supposed
girl.
to. The chocolate police are coming.
Fired.
Yeah, the chocolate police are like, yeah, dark chocolate's healthy, but
It's
really
okay.
like milk chocolate.
Swear and they'll be like, okay.
If you say white chocolate, you get kicked off the show. That's
I know. No, not white chocolate. Not white chocolate. But yeah, courage and chocolate are gonna go in my backpack.
Like it. Romina, what goes in your backpack?
I say passion.
Passion.
Whatever you want to achieve with passion, you get it. Because you become persistent, insistent. You become has a fire, a dream to follow. So I think passion is important. And Buxxomly piece.
It would have been really hard to predict that an Argentinian-born person living in Italy for a lot of years would have picked passion. I mean, who would say that ever?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Chip says, I'm happy if you have any pants at all in your backpack.
wearing pants is not a requirement, is what I've come to learn.
Kippy's giving you a run for person of the day. That was a good one.
Chip's pretty smart. I would like to, if there was a double winner ever, 2 apples in one day, it would be Chip Griffin.
One would always be Coach Whittard, and then we'd have one other person.
He's not even coming to the show anymore, so we can't give him the reward. We give the coach of the day. We do people. I need more coffee. I need I need Mika's husband to come.
Coach Scott Woodard is one person of the day so many times he wants to like remove himself from consideration because he feels he's hogging the spotlight.
Oh, he doesn't want his 5 times jersey.
We said no. All right. I do one little question from Carrie Miller because this is Carrie's first time. Will you expand your lines with multiple SKUs or can you manage your inventory and cost with custom orders?
We are going to expand to multiple SKUs and multiple colors. So multiple SKUs and multiple. And then the customization is we are working on that. That is like version 2.0, maybe 3.0. Where it'll be customized to say, you know, different size on top than on the bottom. So stay tuned, follow us, sign up for the newsletter. If you go to the website, buxxomly.com, sign up for our newsletter and you will be in the know with everything from fashion trends to business advice to what's coming next for Buxxomly. So thank you for asking.
You're looking for gift ideas.
Sounds like a perfectly good plan to me. Listen, my grandmother used to be one of the first time people wearing what was before lift wear. She was known for it, French Canadian. And but what they did though in the 60s and 70s, the way they did that is you'd have to go in the kitchen and you had a drawer for it and you'd have to pull it out of the drawer.